June 3, 1989, on the stairs of Highgrove Estate, as Princess Diana walked barefoot in silence, the sounds coming from upstairs froze her in place. Charles had told her he wasn't home, but that voice was definitely his, and there was someone else's voice with him. When Diana cracked open the bedroom door, what she saw revealed that her 8-year marriage had been a lie. In that moment, she didn't just discover a cheating spouse. She uncovered the royal family's biggest scandal, but the most shocking part was who Diana saw in that bedroom, and what they were doing. This discovery would change the course of royal history forever. June 3, 1989, Saturday evening, Highgrove Estate, Gloucestershire, 10:30 p.m. Princess Diana had left William and Harry in London and come to Highgrove to surprise Charles. Her husband had told her he would be on an official visit to Scotland, but Diana wanted to surprise him. Maybe they could have a romantic weekend together. She had parked at the end of the driveway so the car wouldn't be heard and quietly entered through the estate's side door. The house was dark, but there was a faint light coming from upstairs. "Charles," she called out quietly. No answer. As she began climbing the stairs, strange sounds started coming from above. Conversation. And then, other sounds. Diana's heart began beating rapidly. Was there a burglar or pritch? But there was something she didn't know yet. What she would discover that night wasn't just an affair, but the royal family's dirtiest secret. Night 10:45 p.m. At the top of the stairs. When Diana reached the top of the stairs, she realized the sounds were coming from the master bedroom, her own bedroom, the room Charles said belonged to her. The sounds had become clearer. A man's voice and a woman's voice. Diana's breath caught. Charles really was home, and he wasn't alone. The bedroom door was slightly open. Diana approached very quietly. She heard Charles's voice from inside. "Camilla, I missed you so much." Diana's world came crashing down. Camilla Parker Bowles, the woman Charles said was just a friend. "I missed you too, Charles. When is your wife coming back?" Camilla's voice. "I told Diana tomorrow evening. We have the whole night." Diana pressed herself against the wall. Her legs were shaking. This is where everything changed, because when Diana looked through the door, what she saw gave her the biggest shock of her life. Night 11 p.m. Through the bedroom door. Diana gathered her courage and looked through the door. The scene she witnessed completely shattered her. In her own bedroom, in her own bed, were Charles and Camilla. But that wasn't all. The bedroom had been completely transformed. Diana's personal belongings had been removed and replaced with Camilla's photographs. Instead of her perfume, there was Camilla's perfume. Camilla's clothes were hanging in the wardrobes. This wasn't just an affair. This was Diana being completely erased and replaced with Camilla. Love letters written to Camilla were sitting on the nightstand, in Charles's handwriting. Diana read one. "Dearest Camilla, my marriage to Diana is just a duty. You are my true love. This bedroom is your home. One day it will be official too." The marriage she'd lived for 8 years had been a game. Even her children were part of this lie. But worse was coming. Night 11:15 p.m. The shocking discovery. Diana began examining the room more carefully. In the corner of the bedroom sat a video camera. It was recording. She heard Charles's voice. "Camilla, I'll keep a recording of tonight too. Diana will never suspect." Diana felt sick. Was Charles recording his private moments with her too? There were cassette tapes next to the camera. They had dates written on them. Diana picked one up. It said C&C, honeymoon night. Even Diana's honeymoon night had been recorded for Camilla. She checked the other tapes. They all had C&C written on them. Charles and Camilla. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet, because what Diana found in that closet was enough to shake the entire royal family. Night 11:30 p.m. Secret closet discovery. As Diana continued searching the room, she noticed a hidden compartment behind Camilla's wardrobe. Documents came out. The documents were Charles and Camilla's marriage plans. There was a file called Operation C. It contained details of how they would get rid of Diana. The plan was, Noans make Diana appear mentally ill, take custody of the children, remove Diana from the palace, Charles's marriage to Camilla. The most shocking part was that this plan was approved not just by Charles, but by Queen Elizabeth as well. At the end of the file was a note in the Queen's handwriting. Charles getting rid of Diana as soon as possible is essential for the royal family's future. Camilla will be a more suitable wife. Diana's hands began trembling. Her own mother-in-law wanted to destroy her, if not kill her. Night 11:45 p.m. Final discovery. As Diana continued searching, she found a larger box under the bed. Inside were photographs of Charles with Camilla from before he married Diana, photos taken during wedding preparations. Charles and Camilla were laughing together. The most painful were photos from the day Diana gave birth. While Diana was in the hospital, Charles was with Camilla. Even the day William was born, Charles had left Diana in the hospital and spent time with Camilla. Wait a minute, don't miss this detail. Diana heard something at that moment that made her make the biggest decision of her life. Midnight, horrible conversation. While Diana was gathering evidence, Charles and Camilla continued talking. Camilla, Charles, when are we getting rid of Diana? I'm tired of playing this game. Charles, be patient, Camilla. The drugs I gave Diana during pregnancy worked. She looks mentally unstable now. Our plan is working. The depression and hallucinations she experienced while carrying Harry. What's the next step? Camilla asked. I'll take Diana to doctors. We'll get a mentally ill report. Then I'll get custody of the children. What if Diana fights back? Charles laughed. Diana's already crazy. Who's going to listen to her? Diana had heard enough. She quietly left the room. 12:15 a.m. Diana's plan. Diana went downstairs to Charles's study. There were traces of Camilla here too. New letters Charles had written to Camilla were sitting on the desk. Diana took several of these. She needed to keep them as evidence. Then she opened Charles's private phone. The call history showed only Camilla's number. They had called each other 47 times in the last week alone. Diana put the letters and some of the tapes in her purse. What you've seen so far is nothing. Because before Diana left the house, she did something that, before leaving the house, Diana decided to do one last thing. She found Charles's cell phone. Inside were his messages with Camilla. The latest one had been sent that evening. My love, tonight it's just us. Diana won't be back until tomorrow evening. Diana wrote a reply from Charles's phone. Camilla, Diana is home. She saw everything. Our plan is ruined. She sent the message. Camilla's reply came 30 seconds later. OMG, what are we going to do? Diana, stay calm. I'll silence her. Camilla, how? Diana, better you don't know. She recorded this conversation too. 12:45 a.m. Exit. Diana quietly left the house. As she got in her car, she looked back at the house one last time. This house was no longer her home. Maybe it never had been. But now she had evidence and a plan. She was ready to destroy Charles and Camilla's game. You won't believe this, but when Diana returned home that night, Charles was waiting for her. When Diana returned to Kensington, Charles was there. He was panicking. Diana, where were you? I called you, couldn't find you. Diana looked at him coldly. I was at Highgrove, Charles. I went to see you. Charles's face went completely white. You were at Highgrove? I was in Scotland. Really? Because I saw you with Camilla. Charles collapsed. Diana, I can explain. No need to explain, Charles. I saw everything, including the video cameras. Charles broke down. Diana, please. No, Charles. The game is over now. Diana took the letters out of her purse. What are these, Charles? Your love letters to Camilla? When Charles saw the letters, he began trembling. And this tape? A recording of our honeymoon night for Camilla? Charles couldn't speak anymore. Same day afternoon confrontation. Diana sat Charles down and told him everything. Charles, you've been playing games with me for 8 years. Our marriage was a lie. Diana, I love you too. No, Charles, you never loved me. I was just a duty, a machine for producing heirs. Diana stood up. And those drugs you gave me during pregnancy? You nearly killed me while I was carrying Harry. Charles was shocked. How did you? Walls have ears, Charles. Diana took another file out of her purse. And do you know what this is? Letters where you told Camilla about my private moments with you. Charles was ruined. The final shock is coming, because Diana said something to Charles that day. That same evening, Diana's ultimatum. Diana spoke to Charles one final time. Charles, I'm giving you 2 choices. What choices? Either you leave Camilla completely, or I reveal all this evidence to the world. Charles panicked. Diana, this would destroy the royal family. You're asking if it won't destroy you. Yes, it will destroy you, but I don't care. Diana put a photo on the table. A photo of Charles and Camilla taken on Diana's birthday. Do you know where this photo was taken, Charles? In our bedroom. On my birthday. Charles was devastated. You have 48 hours, Charles. Leave Camilla, or I'll end this marriage, and your reputation too. 48 hours later. Charles's decision. Charles gave Diana his answer. 48 hours later. Diana, I can't leave Camilla. I love her. Diana smiled. Thank you, Charles. You gave me the answer I needed. What are you going to do? I'm going to end this marriage, but on my terms. Diana stood up. And Charles, if you try to take custody of my children, I'll broadcast those videotapes to the whole world. Charles was scared. "What tapes?" "The tapes where you showed Camilla my private moments with you. Those were very interesting material too." 1992, separation announcement. Using the evidence Diana collected that night, she completely cornered Charles. When the official separation was announced in 1992, Charles couldn't object at all, because Diana had proof of his 8 years of lies. 1995, Diana's BBC interview. When Diana talked about Charles's affair in her famous BBC interview, she had concrete evidence. The phrase "there were 3 of us in this marriage" wasn't just a feeling, it was what she had seen. 1996, divorce. During the divorce proceedings, Diana was never in a victim position, because she had all of Charles's dirty secrets. Charles couldn't get the conditions he wanted. They divorced on Diana's terms. Truth revealed, 2005. When Charles married Camilla in 2005, the public understood why Diana had been right. What Diana saw in 1989 was real. Charles really had never left Camilla. The truth, Diana hadn't just discovered an affair that night. She learned that her marriage had been a game from the beginning, that she had been just a supporting character. But that discovery empowered her, because now she knew the truth, and truth was the most powerful weapon. Some truths are as powerful as kingdoms. What do you think about Charles after reading this story? Did Diana's discoveries change your perception of marriage? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you want to learn other secret scandals of the royal family, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.